Peace and love. Hope all is well. Hope you're feeling blessed and safe and high vibrational. Now in this video, we'll be bringing forward messages and guidance for those that are light workers, star seeds, earth angels, anybody that's really on their spiritual path, or just seeking any guidance or knowledge or wisdom or light codes. Now we'll just be connected with energy and just seeing what energy has to present today. And this is for April 2021. And these are timeless messages for all of us. And we're beginning with the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. I'm feeling something to do with the animals come up again for light workers. We have heaven and earth. And we also have the youth. And what we have is humans and animals depicted in both images, side by side, connected. See, energy is talking about a severed connection again, as there was in last month's read for light workers. A severed connection. Now I'm getting the scribe, or somebody that will speak on the animal kingdom more. I'm seeing one of the guys off Instagram, and I think he's Australian with blonde hair, short blonde hair, and he has tattoos, and I can't remember his name. I think it might be like Dan or something. But I'm seeing him, and I don't know if he's just representing like those individuals that work with wildlife and wild animals. But I'm just seeing like, they're saying like listen to them or watch their connection. That's how it can be for all. And what I keep seeing is how the lions just run and jump on them and play with them and interact with them, and they're not harming them, and the human and the animal, there is no fear of one another. They just embrace each other, they just support each other. Side by side, benefiting off one another's vibration. It's something, okay, we have a third eye kiss. And literally what I was just about to say was that it's something about the third eye, that when everything's together, it's that the third eye then doesn't have to be awakened, if that makes sense. It's like when everybody is connected, or when everything is connected in nature, it's almost like the universal third eye is awakened, so there's no need for individual third eyes to be awakened. And with this, it's like the third eye kiss, it's like a divine spark, that connection. And they're also talking about the essence of love as well. They're saying through all things, and can be felt through all things. They're saying it can be seen through all things as well. And they're bringing me to these bubbles, and it's about perception. And what I was seeing was how, like, if you look into a bubble, or even if you just look into water, you can see yourself or a reflection, but it's not a clear reflection. Your face might be larger or wobbly or wonky or curved because of the shape of the bubble or whatever. It's about like perception and seeing love through like a higher state of mind, or just a different vibration in terms of like maybe calming yourself down and then looking at a situation and finding the love within the situation. They're saying there's love within everything, in all of us. It's like when the energy really wants to focus on like the connection between the animals and earth, and also the animals and humans, and that this connection is very important. They're saying it's very deep, it's very soul enriching, very warm and comforting. They're saying it's energetic as well, an energetic radiance. My chest is feeling so like warm and like, I want to say gooey is what I just heard, gooey. Okay, masculine energies, combative energies. I'm hearing stop the fight, stop the separation, stop the segregation. It's more so like stop the ego, stop the egoic mind. We have the hero coming out. It's like tame the beast, tame the thirst to be the most powerful beings on earth. And it's more so I feel like, yes, subconsciously, like the egoic mind, it's not something that we're necessarily but I'm saying because energy says like it's not something that necessarily is actively being, like we're actively working on being the most powerful species on the planet. It's not that, it's more so like it's just a part of the way humans have just become. It's almost like it's natural for us to just think that we are just the most dominant, and that just becomes the way that we live. I mean, we just make all the decisions for everything on earth, not just humans, for every part of life. It's like tame a bit of, well, not a bit of it, tame a lot of it. It's almost like tame all of that egoic part of the mind. And they're saying like be your own savior, because only you can tame your ego, only you can tame the beast. They're saying it can be very, very extremely damaging when somebody else has to come in and check your ego. And for some reason this feels like a divine force, like a higher power, like don't, like, not a threat, but almost like don't let the powers that be have to step in, or I don't know, something along those lines. But they don't mean negative forces, they just mean basically we all reap what we sow, basically. It's almost like the energy of karma would step in and balance things out. It's like karma is actually a balancing energy. Karma comes to balance out the scale. Card of healing. And if you can see, you have again the animal and the child. This is like saying like you are connected. At birth you're connected. You are not severed from the animal kingdom when you enter this life, when you enter earth. Your connection is very much so there, basically. They say the divine spark is there, and they show me like children and animals that you see when babies are curled up in a ball next to a dog, or just cats or curled up next to a baby or whatever, because there's that innate connection. They're saying go back to those times. I don't know how, but they're saying like go back to those times. But maybe just try and embody your child self a little more. If you feel disconnected from animals, listen to the birds sing. They're also saying bring back some of that child wonder, that imagination, that when you're a kid and you think how a bird flies, but you then try that out whilst you're actually walking on the earth, but you have your arms out, but you still are that much so within your mind, within your imagination, that it feels like you are flying. And you see children not just try it out once, they will be doing that for a good half an hour. Or just by putting their arms like this, they feel that they are running like Sonic and they're running at the speed of light. But that's also the use of the imagination. It's like go back to those times, find your connection to joy, find your connection to the animal kingdom. They're saying like there are blessings that await for the connection between humans, earth and the animals. Okay, they're bringing me to another godly trio. That is another godly trio. Humans, animals and earth. And earth represents not just like earth herself, like yes, like nature and the trees and the plants and even the stars. Yes, this is the card of working with the universe, getting in flow, stopping ourselves from being entangled, freeing ourselves, but also finding our connection, finding the links that tie us to one another, to the animal kingdom, also the spirit world, the energetic world. They also say when it's about finding these links, it's also about finding more of your heart. When you find more of your heart, when you go into more of your heart, you find more connections, you find more understanding, you find more overstanding, you find more knowledge of self and knowledge of others in relation to yourself, they're saying, because you are everybody else. So when you are studying and reflecting upon yourself, you begin to learn about the rest of the world as a reflection of yourself. Again, they're just making that very clear. So let's move to the Nature's Whispers Oracle deck. That's what I'm feeling called to do. Leap of faith. Okay, they're wanting us to know, this is a message to all light workers, that if we fall, the universe will catch us, the energetic world will catch us, they have our back. They're also saying, like, we all have a reserve, we all have extra lives. It's not, and I don't mean extra lives as in like self-harming or anything like that. They mean we all have extra life in terms of falling out of alignment and coming back into alignment with self. That if you fall out of alignment, that you're not a bad person, or if you fall out of alignment, that you're not a spiritual person, or that you are false or anything. It's just that, just know that if you fall off track, if you slip off the line, we will catch you. You can climb back on. But they're letting us also know that we are manifesting, I want to say manifesting healing on the planet and for the planet. Open your heart. I feel that we are manifesting healing for the planet. Oh wow. Manifesting healing for the connection between humans and the animal kingdom. Look how they embrace. But we're also being asked to open our hearts to embrace the animals. For some reason I feel like there's a sense like the animals are asking, it's like the animals are kind of called for this message to be put forward. They are asking us to embrace them, to feel them. For some reason I'm getting a really sad energy from the animals. And it's almost like, also like they want to be free or freer. And we may think that they have a lot of freedom, that they can just roam wherever. But again, it's like somehow humans have managed to even put restrictions on animals and their freedom and how they can travel and the things that they can do. But we're being asked to see ourselves within the animals. Can we see ourselves in the animals? Can you see how the animal's sadness is a reflection of our inner sadness too? You see how this face is within the animal's neck? At the bottom of the deck, be spontaneous, but it's like these two individuals coming together, the animals and the humans, and then we have this planet representing Earth again. Adventure. Again, this for me is my card of, it's what energy is letting us know and telling us is that we can go on adventure. And if you're scared to go on adventure, if you're scared that things are going to get tough or that you're just worried of change, that you can always come back to this safe space that you've created, whether that's a physical safe space, whether that's your bedroom, whether that's your house, whether that's a park bench, whether that's just a place in your mind space. You can always go back and retreat, but you're always being told and encouraged to adventure, to go further, to seek more, to seek expansion, to seek growth, to continue learning, to continue developing. It's really reaffirming this message that if you fall off or if things get too hard, don't worry, we will catch you. Don't worry. You're safe, you're protected. We are safe, we are protected, we are loved, and we are blessed, and we are grateful. Trust your own understanding. Trust your own understanding. They're letting us know that we all have a very unique understanding, obviously. But what they was also showing me was that everybody that watches just even this video, and even if they were just seeing the cards or just listen to what I'm saying, everybody could have their own interpretation of truth, which is also true because it's true to them. And it vibrates to them on a level of truth. But it may not be expressed or experienced in the same way that I express or experience the information or the knowledge or whatever is being said. Again, it's just that we all have a very unique understanding, and our understanding is also in line with everything that we know to be true, everything that we know to be false, everything that we've learned in other lifetimes as well as this one. They're also saying, but have trust in other people's truth too. It's not saying it's not saying wholeheartedly believe other people's truth, but trust other people's truth. Trust that it is true to them, and if it is true to them, it quite possibly is true to you, just again not in the way that you may perceive in an instant. Their truth may need to be explained or expressed in a different way for it to then resonate. Okay, energy is basically saying like, yes, there are truths, and again, like one point of truth can be expressed in 1,000 million different ways, but it all basically expressing the same one point. But it's about all the 1,000 different ways, all those words that are creating the explanation of this one truth. Each one has a different vibrational resonance, and it's about whatever explanation or whatever version of that one truth that you resonate with. Okay. But energy's saying like, right now it's time to like remove loose ends. So if we have any loose ends, it's time to clear things up. It's basically saying, I'm getting told like it's time for us to set focus. It's like almost like put the seatbelt on. It's like we're going forward. We've got light work to do basically. We've got light work to do. So it's like tie up the loose ends so you can get focused and get your mind right. And it's like, let's meditate, let's do yoga, let's practice divination, let's stay connected to the stars and our ancestors and our guides. And continue to do the work. But let's tie up the loose ends so that we can be more smooth with our spiritual practices and our spiritual paths. It's like, let's make our spiritual path just as much of a priority as the physical world, just as much of a priority as making money and paying the bills. Let's pull one card or two cards from the Keepers of Light Oracle deck. See what we have coming forward from this deck. For LightWorkers for April 2021. Wow, wow, literally going to do a connection with Jesus. I was feeling his energy quite a lot recently. And then I thought I'll pull the cards from this deck before I do the connection. No, before I come on camera. But then I thought no, because sometimes when I do these kind of reads where I'm connected with the energy, I've already pulled the card off camera. So I thought, I'll do the cards on camera this time. But then I just came on and just connected with energy and just seen what energy had to say instead of going with this deck and connected with Jesus. But the card that came out is Master Jesus. Forgiveness. You are on the path of light. Love and forgiveness. Father, healing is possible at this time. So yes, Master Jesus has obviously came out and said that healing and confirming the message of healing between the animals and humans, that is very much so a possibility at this time, but we are being asked to open our hearts to embrace them. He is also coming to confirm again the message of being on the path of the light, and that we have light work to do. If I'm being honest, I've always considered myself, even from school, even before I was kind of like deep into my spiritual self, that I would say that I was more spiritual than religious, and I never really felt a connection with Jesus in terms of like Christianity or in terms of what the Bible is saying, and it doesn't really matter, but I'm just saying. And since coming on to more of my spiritual path and channeling and connecting with energy, I've really felt a connection with Jesus, Joseph, this energy of God. Like, these are things that I know to be true, and Jesus is the energy that I know to be true. And it just feels like coming back. Now, I can't say coming back in terms of a physical man, but in terms of the energy of Christ and Christ consciousness coming back to earth, most definitely. He's saying to me, speak truth. Connect to your heart and speak truth. I am here. For some reason, he's telling me to do, it's like he's telling me to copy his pose and show you guys it on the camera of me doing it. I don't know why. He's like this. No, it's like this, sorry. I, the Great One, am here to tell you that you are all disciples of love, of truth, of honor, of wisdom, of healing, of sacrifice, of gratitude, of honor, of healing. You are all sacred gems, sacred babies, babies of the universe, babies of the stars, some babies of Mars, Jupiter, Uranus, Pluto, Saturn, Pleiades, Arcturian. Children from all different beings, from all different star systems, embodying all different light codes, all different species of beings within you, activating on different cellular levels, at different times, at different rates, for different reasons. You are becoming and transforming and becoming and transforming. And there are minute parts of you that exist, that don't exist, that are present, that are not present, that are within but are also without. The time of the light is near. The time of the rise is near. I shall come, you shall see. We shall be at one, at sea, at 3, at dawn. I will rise, the sky will rise, the sky will shine. All will be bright, all will be light, all will be lit. All will be, we shall be free. In your honor, the Holy Spirit, the Wise One, you are the God. Peace be with you. Ashe, time zone. I thank you for joining and being present with me. Peace and love. Ashe.